Yeah, buddy. Guys, what's up? We're gonna be replacing the intake. Technically it's called the colder intake. I don't know about that because it is like a K&N exposed one. You can see like it just has the heat shield right there. This is my buddy's 9th Gen SI. We're gonna be putting it on here, the 2.4 liter, and we're gonna be swapping it off real quick. This is gonna be a how-to. There's plenty of videos out there, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There's also instructions, pretty easy. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. Excuse the engine bay. It's real dirty, but we live in the dirt, so what can we do? Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Just kind of film what we can. Definitely gonna get some after. We didn't get any before, but we will get some after sounds, and it's gonna sound real nice. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the disassembling is pretty straightforward. You just want to get this intake pipe, this upper hose out of here, disconnect your mass airflow sensor, take that part off, take out the air box itself. This stays because the heat shield goes connected to it. So the disassembly is pretty straightforward. Just this one and the whole air box assembly housing as well, and then disconnect anything connected to it. Pretty straightforward. You can go ahead and get that, and then you'll see again when we have all that out. Alright, so one of the first steps, you want to remove the hose clamps. It's a 10mm or a Phillips screwdriver piece right there. That one, and then there's the one up there. Get those two out, and you're gonna need some pliers to squeeze. If you have vice grips that lock, it's better, so you can squeeze this little tab right here together, and then you're gonna hold the hose and then pry that out. You're gonna get that out right there. Okay, good to go. All right, guys, next step, once you get that hose disconnected, you're gonna wanna remove your mass airflow sensor. Pretty simple, straightforward. It's just a little clip that you squeeze, a little tab. We'll probably, no, you gotta squeeze it. You gotta stick the needle nose pliers in there. So yeah, and then the little green thing right there, you gotta get some needle nose pliers, squeeze it together. Let me see. See right there, you gotta squeeze it together, and then this will be able to pop out. But let's take it out like this, yeah, because it'll be easier. It'll probably be easier if you remove the actual top part, bring it out more so you have more room to kind of get in there and mess with it. All right, guys, second step. Here's that little part on the mass airflow sensor. Focus. Yeah, you just kind of squeeze these two together, and it should be able to pop right out. Get that out the way. The mass airflow sensor is gonna stay. It's gonna still be in that top part. Just be careful with it. Leave it in there until it's time to take it out and actually install it on the new piece. You just want to do that. Next step is just going to be removing this one. Now this is only held on with like two little grommets that can be a pain to take off. So you just want to pop off the hose right here, pull it back, disconnect it. What you want to do is you want to get a good hand, probably back here, and pull up. Pull up towards you and up as best you can, and it should just eventually pop out of there. You might have to kind of jiggle it a little bit. Be careful though, because it can break loose and you go flying and hit your hand. That's gonna be the next step. We're gonna go to get that done, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna do it again, guys. So the next step, you're gonna want to remove this. Remember, there's a little 10mm bolt right there. You want to get that out first. Pop this hose off. It should just kind of come back, and then once you get that off and the hose is connected, you want to grab back here. Get your hand back here, get a good little grip. What I'd recommend is keeping your hand extended and pulling back with it. Don't try to like have your arm bent and muscle it, because then it's gonna break loose. Hand's gonna go flying, and you're gonna hit it somewhere and cut yourself or hurt yourself pretty bad. So yeah, pretty straightforward. The bolt, take the hose off, pop it up. There you go. You're good. Try lifting, like pulling up more, like stand up a little bit, like more. Yeah, there you go, like that. Ready? Careful. There you go. So you kind of seen, had his hand stretched and just kind of yanked it up and eventually broke loose. So these are those two grommets right here that it sticks to. They go right there. That's where your heat shield is going to go to. That stays there. The heat shield is going to go up to that. And then as far as removing everything, that's pretty much what you're going to do. You're not going to be using this anymore because they provide a crankcase hose. So you're going to get rid of this. Now this is going to stay here, and it's going to be in the engine bay unless you remove it. If you want to, you just kind of get something to connect this coolant hose and this coolant hose together so you can remove this piece itself. got some shifter cables and bushings. Yeah, these are the K-tuned, right? That's what they were?
Yeah.
Yeah, so K-tuned, shifter cables, shifter cable themselves and bushings. If you buy their cables, it comes with the bushings. So anyone that ever does or is looking into that, heads up. So you don't buy bushings separate. He did get the Acuity ones originally, and one of them didn't fit. I don't know which one it was. Was it the smaller one or the bigger one?
Bigger one.
Yeah, so I don't know, K-Tune, I guess this thing is specific for their bushing. So the Acuity shifter cable bushings did not fit. He's also got the K-Tune's slave cylinder with the steel braided clutch line. You can see we ran it this route. Was the best way, so it's not like really getting caught on anything. And the master cylinder, let's see, where's it at? How's it look? Oh, it's right there. Yep, so we just did all that, and we installed the we did a clutch replacement on this as well. It was like Zeddy clutch, right?
Yeah, Zeddy stage 1 clutch kit, which is spec to OEM, and then also an action clutch flywheel.
Right, there we go. So Zeddy stage 1 clutch with an action 1 flywheel, and obviously replaced the throttle bearing and all that. I broke down on him on the freeway, gave out eventually, so we did all that. So he's got, as far as performance mods, it's mainly just drivability in the sense of not so much horsepower gains, just the way the car would drive. Like I said, clutch cables, clutch shifter bushings, slave cylinder, master cylinder, braided clutch line.
This is the actual first horsepower mod.
Because you probably threw out the window, baby. Yeah, this is going to be his first like performance mod that potentially adds horsepower or the way the car drives. But what it's mainly going to do is change the way it sounds, and that's the part that I can't wait to see in here. Guys, remember, you got to use the existing grommets that were on the box that were on the the lower part of the air filter box. Right there, it's those two. We took them off and misplaced them. Where are they at? They're right here. And then those are gonna go on this part of the heat shield right here, so that way it's gonna sit on there, both pieces. And for this one, it just says use the hardware for this little velocity stack thing. It just says use hardware provided. It doesn't say which ones. It does show in the image that there are spacers. We opted to use the lock washers because it does come with 2 different kinds. If you can see, this one has like that little slit. Let's see the focus. There you go, right there. It has like that little slit on that washer. So what it does is when you tighten it down, it's designed to lock so it won't get shake loose. And we're gonna use those right here for that reason. So that way this part itself doesn't come loose. This should look like the heat shield. Has the grommets, has the I don't know, seal, whatever you want to call it. It has the velocity thing mounted down. That came in there, right? That was already attached to it. And make sure you put that little spacer. It's a little spacer provided, and that's gonna sit right there on the inside corner piece right there. So yeah, once we do that, we're gonna get it in and then go from there. Guys, remember, you gotta you gotta attach this extra silicone piece to the bottom part. It's easier if you you can easily pop it out and get it out the way. So once that's there, this one doesn't come with any hose clamps. It doesn't need any. And then that's gonna obviously go to the bottom part right here. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this back in and then get the heat shield in and go from there. Guys, also before you officially put the heat shield in, you wanna get the air filter itself on there. So it's still kind of loose. You see it's not completely in, and we're able to fit it in there. It is a pretty big, large size filter for the size of the car and everything like that. So you might, if you put it all in, it might give you a lot of issues. But yeah, so once it's in, should be good to go. Work on putting on that lower hose, getting it in its spot, and then should be straight. There we go, first startup. Where's your temperature at? Oh, does it show it's cold? The car? It's the blue one? Like a...